Here I am again, and this time with the explanation of the definite article, and the definite article is in Dutch lidwoord. Article is lidwoord. In English you have the definite article, that is the, and you have the indefinite article, which is a. So we only have the and a. The is de en is een. Een meisje is a girl. Het meisje is the girl. De jongen is the boy. So there is for het and de is only the in English. So I hope you get this. Now we go to see how and when you use the, because it's a little bit different from Dutch. First of all, is it with or without the? You have to think about this. Do you say the prices for hotel rooms in London are terrible? In Dutch you would say de prijzen van hotelkamers. But in English you would say prices for hotel rooms in London are terrible, because you talk about all the hotel rooms in London, all the thousands and thousands of hotel rooms there are in London. You talk about that, so no the. Different from Dutch. Then you say the hotels in Vienna are even more expensive, or hotels in Vienna are even more expensive. Now, you said prices for hotel rooms in London are terrible, but now you say that the hotels in Vienna are even more expensive. So you are talking now about a specific group, and that is, the group is the hotels in Vienna. Now, do you say the Coca-Cola tastes better if it is cooled, or Coca-Cola tastes best if it is cooled? I think you already know that you have to say Coca-Cola tastes best if it is cooled, because it's all Coca-Cola. And therefore you say Coca-Cola tastes best if it is cooled, and that's true. Then another one, you say David goes to school by the bus, and you think of Dutch, David gaat naar school met de bus. Not in English, David goes to school by bus. It's in general, he goes to school by bus, nothing specific. So I've got another question for you, and that is, again, with or without the. Now, try this one. Houses are very expensive today. Would you say the houses or houses? It is in general. So all houses. So you say houses are very expensive today. This one, now we talk about the houses in this area. So not all the houses in the Netherlands, but in this area. So then you have to say the houses in this area are extremely expensive. So I hope you see the difference between the first one and the second one. History is full of disasters. All history, the history of Spain, of England, of Holland, of America, of if we talk about the whole history, then we say history is full of disasters, different from Dutch. But if I say, do you know history of the United States, then I have to say, do you know the history of the United States, because I talk specific about the history of the United States. I hope again that you see the difference between the houses and the houses in this area, or history or the history. I hope you understand this and that you see the difference. Do you feel it? That's important. Okay, again, we notice that would you put the or not the? If you look at Dutch, we say de Engelse mensen. But if you want to speak English, you say, we noticed that English people do not shake hands as much as people do on the continent. So it is the continent. It's the only word that gets the and not all the others. Look at this one. So again, he writes books about natural history in general. So, and now here we are, there is a specific group, and that is the Lake District in particular. So he writes books about natural history in general and about the Lake District in particular. So there you put the. Now Dutch differs from English. You will notice that when you have to translate in Dutch, in Holland we say, the Netherlands, we say hij speelt gitaar. In English you would say he plays the guitar. He plays the guitar. And not he plays guitar. He plays the guitar. You have to say that. Also he plays the piano. He plays the flute. He plays the drums. Whatever. Now in Dutch we say de meeste leerlingen maken huiswerk. But in English you have to say most pupils do homework. Not the most, but most pupils do homework. It's in general. In Dutch you say, in Engeland moet je links houden. You really have to do that, otherwise you will cause accidents. In England you must drive on the left, because it is the left side. That's also different from Dutch and English. Now, a few rules. Do not use the with seasons. I love summer, I love winter, I love autumn, I hate spring. Meals. Dinner is between 7 and 8. Breakfast is at 6. Not the dinner. We say that in Dutch. We say in Dutch, ik hou van de zomer. We say, het diner is. Het avondeten. No, not in English. And the same with institution. Prison, that's an institution. We would say, hij werd naar de gevangenis gestuurd. No, he was sent to prison for 5 years. So no, the. In Dutch we have the, but not in English, except when you talk about seasons in particular. I love summer, but I loved the summer of 2013. Or when you talk about meals in particular. The breakfast we got in that hotel was enormous. We had croissants and fruit and brown bread, white bread. It was enormous. We even had yogurt and muesli, all these things. So the breakfast we got in that hotel, it was the breakfast in that hotel, specific, particular. And then we have the institutions in particular. The school he goes to is in Dordrecht. So he goes to a particular school, and this school is in Dordrecht. So then you talk about institutions in particular. I hope I made it a little bit clear for you, and that you don't have problems with your exercises, and that you will improve your English with how to use the and when not to use the. So please try to remember that.